All right. As far as one landers go, this one isn't terrible. Gonna get mulligan it though. No lander. Okay, let's keep this one. I'm gonna put back this moon. Probably moon's Sophie. You need to see different shots, yeah, for sure. Oh, I was playing this deck last night. I was 3-0 and I lost to Doomwake, who was playing Oops All Spells. Definitely feels like a rough matchup. It feels like you almost can't win game 1. So I guess you can win game 1 if you have Ragavan and you hit Undercity Informer or Balustrade Spy, I guess, but that's not what we have here. Probably just gonna lose. Yeah, the Oops All Spells deck has been pretty picking up popularity lately. Definitely a really hard matchup for decks like ours. I think I'm going to grab the Batterskull, because sometimes you can gain enough life to survive the initial assault, but then the problem is you died to Thassa's Oracle. Maybe even was like just better to concede. Just see this card and just scoop it up. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to hit us for 4 Creeping Chills, 4 Vengevines. We are dead. Just double check. Yeah, looks like the stock list. Is it better than Belcher? Well, so here, it's more consistent than Belcher. You have 4 Undercity Informer, 4 Balustrade Spy. You also have 4 Belcher. So you have 8 cards that win the game, 11. You usually play 3 Belcher main one side. So you have more cards to win the game, and so you mulligan better. You also need less mana, right? So Belcher or Balustrade Spy, Undercity Informer, these cards cost 4 mana to win the game, while Belcher requires 7 mana to win the game. You also have Belcher in the deck, but it is less of a mana requirement. Yeah, so I want the Prismatic Endings to deal with their 2 mana artifact ramp, which they play a lot of. Wear Terror deals with that too, but it can also deal with Belcher. Deflecting Palm can beat Belcher. The Rest in Peace beats their Undercity and Former Balustrade Spy. So we do have a lot of sideboard cards in this matchup. I think this matchup gets a lot better post board. Definitely gonna keep this hand. I won 1 game against Doomwake last night, who was playing Oops by again stealing Balustrade Spy, milling their library before they can get the Vengevines back. First match of the day is Dredge. No, it's not Dredge. This is Oops All Spells. No, Blood Moon's not usually very good against them. They have so much artifact ramp that can give them the black mana that they need. They can also with Belcher. It can be good. It can cut them off of the black mana that they need, especially if you could pair Blood Moon with removal spells for their artifact mana. But I think it's probably better to just cut them. That's my current take. What's the second creature they're casting to bring my Vengeance? Salvage Titan. Salvage Titan is one they can cast from the graveyard by sacking the Sword of the Meeks that they get from They mill Sword of the Meek and they mill Narcomoeba. Narcomoeba triggers Sword of the Meek, and it gets the job done. I'm gonna ending the Talisman here, I think. Although, well, no, let me actually play Sophie, since next turn, I can go equip and hold up Deflecting Palm for Belcher. Rest in Peace beats their Balustrade Spy, Undercity Informer this turn. This is just use my mana a bit better. But I feel like Rest in Peace plus hold up Deflecting Palm is almost a win. Although I should probably equip and play second Rest in Peace this turn, because with no Simian Spirit Guide in the format, they can't actually kill me with Belcher next turn. So just in case they have a way to deal with one of my Rest in Peace, I could just play a second copy here. Does this deck have a good matchup against Rhinos? I think it doesn't. I lost to Rhinos last night. I had 2 3-0 runs with this deck last night. I played 5 leagues last night. I had 2, and they're all pretty deep. I had 2 3-0 runs with this, a 4-0 run with Belcher, a 3-0 run with Shadow, and a 2-1 loss with Scales. So So winning a lot yesterday, not a lot of, no trophies after the stream yesterday, though. So about the Rhinos matchup, though, you do have Ranger-Captain, which is very good against Rhinos. But Rhinos has a lot of, like, artifact destruction is kind of the problem with, like, Prismari Command, Force of Vigor post-board. That's been my my issue with it. I think I'll just exile one of these, hold up the palm. What about the 4 mana for 7 card? Oh, sorry, thank you for the stream decker. 4 mana for 7. Oh, yeah, what about it, I guess? What are we talking about? Okay, I get to draw a card here. What do you have, Scales? I think Scales is great. I've been, I think my current record, I'm trying to think, let me try to count up my current record. It's been like 3-1, 3-1, 2-1, 3-1, something like that. It may be like a little different than that, but the deck has felt very strong to me, and I do feel like part of its strength is definitely that my opponents just like they just don't know what to how to play against it, and I also like don't necessarily feel like I'm playing it perfectly either, but I feel like I'm playing it pretty well at this point. But I'm writing a deck guide for Channel Fireball for it. What do you think about? What do you think that Grixis Shadow would be unplayable without Luris? No, I don't think so. I think you could even play. You get to play a Murktide Regent potentially. I think it would definitely be a playable deck. Yeah. I think that if Ragavan and Luris got banned, that's when you need to start sweating a little bit. But I think the shell maybe even still. There will probably be a playable Grixis deck. You get Gaeadrone. Alright, go to game 3. Not cracking the captain. We don't need to crack the captain there. There's like, I don't think we lose to any single card. And if they creeping show, we need the captain to kill them. Right? Maybe not with the double Fervent Champion. But I can Ranger-Captain in response to the Belcher activation. To play our Impact of Negation. Okay, this hand is good enough to keep. Ragavan can win the game if you can flip a Balustrade Spire or Undercity Informer. We have a ending for artifact mana, and we've got Deflecting Palm for Belcher. Another Monke. I think I'm supposed to get Mountain here. It can be rough to tap too many times the Sunbaked Canyon and just die to the Creeping Chill triggers. Oh, wrong card. It is possible to like exile their artifact mana and cut them off black. Oh, they don't have another land to play, and we drew Rest in Peace. Wow. Let's see what we hit off the Ragavan. We hit an ending. Perfect. I mean, I had another answer, but, you know, nice to get a card off Ragavan always. Okay. Where can I find the updated list? If you exclamation point deck. It doesn't change though. Like I know we have got 2 trophies with. The first trophy was like a little bit different, but it's mostly stayed the same. I've liked the list so far. Could maybe play Fervent Champion pre-combat. Might be better to see what we find. Like the old Balustrade Spy to mill him. It feels so good to win by dumping their deck over with their own card. Thank you, Space. Yeah, this Ragavan card's pretty good. How are we feeling today? I'm feeling fine. Yeah, I was feeling fine yesterday too. I just needed to vent a little bit. Playing against a Luris deck. Trying to think if I put back Batterskull or Solitude. Let's put back the Batterskull. And with a decent margin. The margin is decent, but both Menino-Ne and Ginger are very capable of closing the gap like that. Interesting. Howled Fountain, Luris, Prismatic Ending. This could be Blue-White Mill. Awkward Blood Moon. Okay. Opponent's on some kind of brew over there. I think I get another Ragavan. It's kind of close. Could even see another Sentinel probably be being good. Luris in the hand. Maybe like Bant, Bring to Light Valky. Okay, now I wish I got Fervent Champion. Slam Moon. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I probably should have slammed the Moon there. Probably, even though it does cut me off of my own white mana, it does probably win the game on the spot, huh? They're known for 4-color Luris control decks with Urza Saga. 4-color with Urza Saga? Golly. Some people, huh? The nerve of some people. Alright, well, Blood Moon's gonna be probably pretty good, though, this match. Did I consider split of Magus and Blood Moon? It is my opinion that Magus is really bad in Modern right now. There are some exceptions. Like it's good in out of the side of Belcher, because people side out their creature removal against Belcher. But in a format where Solitude and Fury are really popular, Magus is much worse, where you play Magus instead of Moon, and even if your opponent's completely cut off mana, they get to Solitude or Fury or Magus. And I am really not very interested in registering the card. I think the upside of holding a sword is not that high compared to just dying to these removal spells. Like, also, Blood Moon's pretty good against Grixis Shadow. Magus of the Moon is terrible against Grixis Shadow because they have Heat and Bolt. But Blood Moon cuts them off of Drown, Iteration, Luris, Kroxa, sometimes Shadow. Magus just dies for, when you're spending 3 mana for it to die for 1 mana. And, like, Grixis Shadow is super popular. I really advise all of the Boros Stoneblade mages to not play Magus of the Moon. Grixis Shadow plays Bolt. I've been playing Bolt and Shadow. They definitely play Heat. We talked about this for hours on End yesterday, but I really like Bolt and Shadow. I play it. I basically always play it. It basically always performs really well for me too, but I know it's super contentious. Lightning Bolt and a Grixis Shadow deck? Madness! Get him! We gotta play Fatal Push! I don't know, it's just personal preference, right? Did you make the Dress Down Shadow deck? Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't like to take credit because there's always like parallel thinking, and I'm like, yeah, I did, and then people are like, well, actually I did, and then it's like, well, at the very least I was one of the early people working on the deck. I did put the list together and popularize it, but that doesn't mean other people didn't, put similar lists together first, right? But I did it, even live on stream. Harold with the 1 year, appreciate you. Like, I was playing it a ton back in August. August was really like when I was they're casting more spells than I expected them to. Yeah, I was playing a ton of the deck back in August. Wow. And it's kind of I feel like only somewhat recently really picked up in popularity. But the deck is not that different from what it was then. Maybe I should have dashed the Ragavan too. July? Yeah, maybe it was late. It was either late July or early August. I think you have the 1 year, let's go. Or 14 months, sorry. The 12-month streak. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. It's kind of a weird spot where I keep saying this, and I feel like not doing it, but what I want to do is just not say anything about my own accomplishments, if that makes sense. I just kind of want to leave it all on the board. I want to put the work in, and then I'll let you formulate your own opinion on me at the stream. I just want to leave it all on the board. I don't really care about I'm not out here trying to brag about what I have or haven't done, you know. And I keep saying I want to do it, and then not. But that's the attitude I'm trying to employ. Desktop audio's off. Oh yeah, I turned it down for something. Thank you. Rip is decent. I'm quite sure they play Snap. I'm not sure they play Snap. I'm not sure that they're playing anything. Rip is okay against their Channeler. That's like the only card we saw besides Luris, I guess. I could maybe be persuaded for the first copy. I don't think I'm clicking random YouTube links here. I think I'm gonna cut them all for a rest in peace. They should consider. That doesn't mean they're playing Snapcaster Mage. But it does mean rest in peace is maybe better. Can I brag about something I haven't done, like a preview card? Well, I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. Can I explain why Feast and Famine against a deck that is playing only colors? Well, it seems like they're playing a Luris control deck, and I usually like Feast and Famine against control decks in general. I think people get way too hung up on the colors of the swords. I think the effect that the swords generates is way more relevant than the colors of protection. Would I brag about a martial arts belt of any color? I was, you know, when I was a teenager, I was a blue belt. I still have the blue belt, actually. Turn 1 Sentinel is really strong. Rest of the hand's somewhat weak. I think I'll keep this. Yeah, maybe the preview card meme might end soon. We'll see. Hard to say for sure. Have I trophied this deck? I've trophied twice with this deck. Red is the best color of mono right now, so wouldn't Pro Red Sword be better currently? Well, we are playing 3 Sword of Fire Ice in the main deck, right? That sword does have protection from red. But again, people get way too hung up on the protection. It's like, if your opponent has a removal spell for your creature, they'll kill it in response to the equip a lot of the time, and really like make you spend a lot of mana on the sword. If they don't have a removal spell, then you get to equip and you get to hit them, and that's good, right? But yeah, just don't, in my opinion, just don't get too hung up on the color of protection. It is somewhat relevant. I'm not saying like that is just like blank text on the card, but it is in my opinion not nearly as relevant as people like act. It's like that's not why you choose to play the card. You choose to play the card for the effect, and then the colors of protection are kind of gravy. You know what I mean? They're, you know, a little bit of extra value. Can I explain the reason between 3 Sophie? Seems a bit clunky. Sophie is really, really good specifically with Fervent Champion. Those 2 cards play really well together. Swords in general play well with Fervent Champion. In my opinion, Sword of Fire Ice plays the best with it. You could obviously, like, I think, like, classic thinking would dictate that you should play a mix of swords to go with your Fervent Champion. But Sophie is the most consistent and the most powerful. So in my opinion, you're just supposed to maximize on the Sword of Fire Ice. Another point that I've been making a little bit, and I want to make it again. I think we're getting... No. Let's just get another Forge-Tender. Could get Fervent Champion. Let's get Forge-Tender number 2. Could attack 2. Yeah. Another point I want to make is that when you play tutor targets for your tutors, the more and more tutor targets you play have diminishing returns. So right now we have a Kaldra, a Batterskull, a Maul, the Skyclaves, and Sword of Fire Ice as 4 really good tutor targets for Stoneforge Mystic. The more and more tutor targets you play for Stoneforge Mystic, the worse Stoneforge Stoneforge Mystic doesn't get worse, but the amount of value you get from playing more tutor targets diminishes. And so adding like Feast and Famine to the main deck. I don't think I'm gonna fortune do this. Adding Feast and Famine to the main deck, adding Light and Shadow to the main deck, you, in my opinion, are just diminishing the power level of your deck without really increasing the consistency or the versatility enough to make up for the amount that you're diminishing the power level, if that makes sense. And so that's why it's 3 Sophies, just the best sword. It's really strong with Fervent Champion. Like, usually swords are not that strong. Very strong with Fervent Champion. All the other ones have, like, kind of merits to them. Like, Sinew and Steel would be interesting if, like, Affinity was really popular. Light and Shadow is interesting if Burn's really popular. Same thing with War and Peace. But, all the other ones are just so much more narrow, you know? What did Alchemy Blood Moon say? It would just be 1 mana instead of 3. Like it should have been all along. Play basics, people. Opponent, taking a little while to show up here. Got my first trophy last night, so you better watch yourself. Only 54. Alright, we gotta speed up. Hopefully this is not Rhinos. I don't know what I'm hoping it is. Yeah, it is Rhinos. Fuck. I lost a 3-0 run against Rhinos with this deck last night. Matchup feels not good. Not good. And they keep a 7-card Cavern Hands. Feels worse too. Oh, this guy could get there, especially if we could get like Batterskull and Sophie on the Fervent Champion or something. Hopefully, can kill them with hit them with Ragavan a couple times. Fear is at least passable. It's like it's good at 5 mana. It's not that good at the pitch cast though. Yeah, we've explained this a lot, Jake. I actually just like got done giving a long dissertation on it. I think there's a command to explain to. I think I get Sophie. No, the Decklist is the same from the last time we played it. But it's been performing really well, I'll say. I do think this is like one of the matchups I least want to see. Although they don't have Rhinos this turn, that's huge. They could probably kill my Mystic. Although it's weird, they bounce the Ragavan, so if they kill this with a burn spell, they must have just drawn it, right? Yeah, they must have just drawn this. So land, I'll probably cast the sword. Let's see what we draw. Another copy of Fervent Champion. Right, I guess I just need to dash Ragavan. Not feel that good about it. Get that mana though. Okay, that's one less Rhinos to worry about, I guess. A Rhinos player with that Rhinos, MTGO premium confirmed. I know, it's really what you need to happen in this matchup. I lost a 3-0 last night to Rhinos. Well, maybe luck is fading. Although we can ending a token, Fury a token. If I draw lands, I guess I'm still not attacking with Javier this turn. Did draw the land. Hopefully if they don't have force blue card. Okay. So I can't attack this turn. Only one Rhinos in the deck? No, they have 2. They exiled Borrower to this, so don't... Yeah, they have 2 more. Should. Can you ask me a question? Yeah. Ooh, dude. Sword of Fire Ice actually turns off Fervent Champion's pump ability. Big Nambo. Do you really think they have Violent Outburst when they just like didn't make Rhinos on turn 3? I mean, if they have Violent Outburst, then I can at least move the sword back over. We're probably dead anyways. I think I can't beat it. Boros draws you with Displacer, Fury, Solitude. Displacer is a really weak card. It's very mana intensive. It's very fragile to removal. Oh, man. It's not as bad for me as Violent Outburst. If I could have pumped the Javier, though, I could get through. If I could draw a land, though, and get the Batterskull... I mean, I can't immediately get the Batterskull on the second Javier, but... it does just cost 2 mana to equip, which is kind of nice. Thank you, Mengu. Plus 500 play points in the span of 3 hours playing a bunch of leagues. Do you ever do something special and having bad breaks, or do you play for better luck? It kind of depends on what you're playing, right? So that happens to me a lot where I'm brewing and I'm losing a lot. And I think at this point I've gotten kind of good at trying to identify. Sorry for the clinks. Got too many coffee cups here. You have to identify, are you losing due to bad beats and variants, or are you losing because there's a problem with your deck or a problem with your play? And the key to stopping those like lose streaks, those, you know, rough periods is figuring out accurately what it is. Okay. They don't have endurance up here. They didn't have violent outburst last turn. This is so tough. They only have one Rhino, so they must have also, like, didn't they draw this Footfalls this turn? Raidley, thank you for the 8 months, appreciate ya. Didn't they draw Footfalls this turn? I feel like the upside of attacking is just not high enough, though. I think we can wait, just because, like, if we get to equip on here next turn, we're in really good shape. You drop it X2. Yeah, I think you just have to identify, like, what's going wrong, and, like, if you're playing a deck that's not well positioned, pivot decks. If you're playing poorly, identify what your mistakes are, and then just try to improve from there. And I do think it's a good way to not spew and hemorrhage play points is to, like, when you start to have those lost streaks, don't just, like, keep doing the same thing. Try to figure out if you need to change anything. Obviously, if you're just having, you can run really bad, and honestly, my advice for moments where you feel like you're just running really bad is to take a break. Oh, they shuffled the Rhinos back with Endurance. Good catch. Okay, equip. I mean, even if they have, if they have Violent Outburst, they do get a double block here. I think I still have to attack here. Notably, they didn't attack with the Endurance this turn. They do have the Violent Outburst. Damn it. Ugh. Feels so bad. So I gained 7 up to 16, Killer Rhino. So I'm trying to think, should I draw off the Canyon or not? I think I'm not, I don't think bouncing Batterskull is gonna win me this game. I think I need to find another Javier or Ranger-Captain for it, or, you know, even like Sentinel is nice. I get to equip the Batterskull next turn. Kamal, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you, buddy. Opponent's playing well. They wouldn't have attacked with Endurance because Batterskull is a 4/4 blocker. Yeah. That's what we had to hope. Yeah. But if they had Violent Outburst, they could have, like, pumped it to be 4/4, right? Okay, so they have 5, 7, 12 damage. Would equipping Germ with Sophie have been better? Maybe. Yeah, equip Germ with Sophie, attack, or Batterskull with Sophie, attack, and then we can move over post-combat. Well, here, I think I just have to equip an attack. They have 1 card if it's a removal spell. You know, good beats, right? Okay, it's not. Good beats for us. When does this come down? Not this turn, but next turn. Which is a problem. Maul of the Skyclaves would be, like, best draw, or, you know, Stoneforge Mystic for it. So a double block does beat my Sentinel. If I draw nothing. They drew something. They have more Rhinos in the deck? I guess they do, because they've shuffled them back in. Yeah. I get to draw a card here, though, but this is going to be tough to beat. Not a helpful card either. It's interesting. So I equip 7/7. Do I attack?
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
So I can equip here. Solitude, exile a Rhino, block a Rhino, gain 7 up to 12 after I fetch. And then take 4, 6, 12, 18. But I could block here to gain like effective 5. Could attack and hope they don't expect the Solitude before damage. There's just like no reason for them not to like quadruple block is the problem with that line. There's just no reason for them to lose to it. Yeah, it's just so easy for them to triple block or quadruple block. It's just very free. We really need to win this game, and this is a really hard matchup. Bet you before I discuss, yeah, you're right. I do get to draw a card here, too. So if I move both over here, does that change? 7, 9 power. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we attack with the Sentinel. Then move both equipment over. I don't know if this is enough. I haven't done the math, but this is like by far the most life we can gain, and so we get to gain 9 up to 21, take 6, 8, 14 plus 5. 14 plus 5 is 19. Yeah, we survive. We survive. Need a freaking Maul of the Skyclaves so badly. I'll go with Feast and Famine be good this game. It'd be pretty good, but, you know, a lot of, like, 5-mana spells like Feast and Famine would be good here, right? Yeah, Stoneforge or Maul are what we want to draw. How about a Prismatic Vista? Although I actually get to... I have another basic, so I get to attack again. And then go Ragavan, equip. Reach though, I mean, it's just a chump blocker for 1 turn. It's not about just killing them in one spot. Do you have a 4th Plains? Thankfully it came up. I think I had a 3 at one point, right? Maybe not. Ragavan, it's your turn to bear the Batterskull and the sword. Many have held these weapons before you. It is your turn to bear the burden. Dead to Fires? Yeah, we lose to things here, but I don't feel like we can afford to play around that. What is this attack? Brazen Borrower? Don't think I could take 11. Fury? I have Pro Red. It's gotta be Borrower, Prismatic Command, or a Bluff. Yeah, the Borrower bounces the Batterskull. Yeah, Prismatic Command is worst case. I think I just take it. We just take it. Then block? I think just taking is better, because then I actually have a pretty good attack, right? Ooh, interesting draw. Block endurance bounces, they trade. I don't want to trade. I just want to crack back. This is like way better. Wow, it just connects. Could have been a bluff attack. We won. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they must have just been a bluff. They would have borrowed there. Good bluff. Good bluff. What could I say? Yeah, that was a hard game. I don't know if I'd go as far to say it was well played, but I definitely played the game. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say well played. So it sounds like a bit much. Okay, this is how I sideboarded yesterday. You have ever called sideboard? Let me ask what matchups this for. It's for the show and tell matchup. Been watching a lot of legacy videos, so I figured I might get some tech for the show and tell matchup. Yeah, I'm thinking about Giant Killer. I feel like it's so slow though. Ranger-Captain for Giant Killer, kill 1 Rhino. It just seems pretty bad. You could play it over like 8 ending though. Deflecting Palm is the deck for mostly Belcher, but also comes against Hammer Time and Burn. Is it Moon good? No, Moon is not good against Rhinos. It's very easy for them to play around, and they even play Moon in their sideboard a lot. Especially not on the draw. -1 Forge, but you want to cut a Stoneforge Mystic? No way, man. Stoneforge Mystic is the best card in the deck. You maybe make an argument. You can make an argument for the 3rd ending, but you can't convince me to cut a Stoneforge Mystic. With a Dreadeth Magistrate in the sideboard for Cascade decks. Obviously that would be like one of the best cards you could play for Cascade decks. The problem is like you can play these Deflecting Palms for Belcher and somewhat Oops All spells too. Or you can play Dreadeth Magistrate for Cascade decks. You have Rest in Peace for Living In, so it's like that's kind of like overkill against Living In. So like Magistrate is like specifically only a sideboard card for Rhinos at that point. And Rhinos is not that popular, so I think it's just fine to like try to dodge it sometimes, get lucky sometimes. Try to make you cut the Batterskull. Yeah, the Batterskull's being, I think, good enough to keep. Dredge has also been somewhat popular too, and like Batterskull's like your best card in that matchup too. Hey Kodal, how's it going? Yeah, it was a really crazy game 1. We had to sacrifice a lot of good soldiers that game. A lot of good soldiers had to bear the arms. Icing? What? What does this play? Ranger-Captain's also very good in this matchup, so if they don't Rhinos next turn, Ranger-Captain may get him. The deck is not totally soft to Rhinos. Yeah, it's not. You don't auto lose to it, but I did lose at 3-0 yesterday to Rhinos, and the matchup felt pretty bad there. But you have game. Ranger-Captain's good against them. Sentinel's pretty strong. Interesting draw. I think I Ranger-Captain here. This stops like 2nd Rhinos. Lets me get a Fervent Champion. Yeah, you sack Ranger-Captain in response to Cascade. Or you're supposed to. Oh, wow. Resolved. I could get a Forge-Tender to try to play around Fury, but I mean I can't do it this turn, so I'll just get the Fervent Champion. Yeah, they did mold a 5, so yeah, maybe they just wanted a 3rd land. I want to see Thalia in the list. Thalia is so bad with Blood Moon and like 3 main deck swords. Yeah, obviously you would play Thalia over Blood Moon, I guess, but you want to draw these and just cast them. I feel like Thalia is so awkward with that plan. If you feel like it's not that big a deal, then that's maybe fine, but I feel like it's a big deal. So we can go Sword of Fire, Ice, Fervent Champion. We can just play Stoneforge Mystic. That's not very mana efficient, though. Why is Ephemeral bad? I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just I don't know that there's room. Does it make sense? It's like, I think it's kind of hard to be in on the Stoneforge Mystic package and Blood Moon and Ephemerate. So like, you could play Ephemerate over Blood Moon, and like you could be really good in the grindy matchups. But then you lose a lot of percentage points in other matchups. This is fine. So like I have thought about like main deck Ephemerate, sideboard Blood Moons, but I do think like your matchups against like Tron and Titan and 4-color Omnath just suffer too much to want to do that. Any changes? No, I've been liking the list. I haven't changed anything. I've been thinking about a few different ways to go. Like I said, the Ephemerate variant. I have considered Thalia too, like we were just mentioning, but I just gave my reasons for not wanting it because it's just so hard like to spend 4 mana on this. And you want to hardcast these a lot. But maybe Thalia just dies so often it's fine. And maybe not. I've also been thinking about playing Naya and then playing Imperial Recruiter, or potentially just playing Imperial Recruiter and Boros, but Naya gives you access to Toski, Birds of Paradise, Collector Oof, although Oof is bad. So yeah, my thought process was Collector Oof, and then that's bad, and then you play the new 2/2 from Innistrad that you can sack and blow up an artifact. You also get Gaddock Teague. Yeah, that was my thought tree, I guess. Dirk, through 2 months, appreciate ya. I've never been a big fan of Thalia Heretic Athar, though. It's a cool card, though. Naya Qasali Ambusher. That's true, yeah. I like Qasali Ambusher. Alright, 3-0. Matchup seems easy. No, this matchup is not easy. I put a Molt of 5. Killager up to 4 months, and then they iced me and let me draw a card on turn 2. And then they didn't have Rhinos on turn 3, so yeah, the matchup seems easy, but it's really not. Thank you for the 4 months, Killager. Okay, we can keep this. Let's reveal the Luris. Yeah, that's not a complete deck list. What do you think is the most powerful Modern Legal card I've never cast? I've cast a lot of cards, I don't know. Ooh, Good Inquisition. Maybe I should have cut the Kaldra all along, huh? Or the Batterskull. I mean, I've cast Cruel Ultimatum, I've cast Sphinx's Rev. I guess I've never. I have hard cast Creeping Chill, as much as I hate to say it. I've cast Emrakul in Modern, yeah. I've vialed in Emrakul in Modern on stream. I've cast Inquidam. I've cast. Well, I guess I haven't cast Jade Avenger, huh? Alright, better late than never. Unlikely this to live. I think I'm not attacking because of Ragavan and Shadow at this point. Gonna get Sophie though. Do you sell cards from your chest? Yeah, I sell them. Fervent Champion lets you cast your equipment for free. But only for me, huh? I've cast Bitter Blossom. Okay, yeah, it's true. I've never cast a Bridge from Below. That is a good answer. Alright, all the 1-for-1s. They might just be straight Rakdos. What chair? I've got a Lazy Boy. I need a new one. I just bought Esther a chair for her. Well, I bought it for Christmas, but she started a new job, so that's what I bought it for. Can you put Cruel Tomato in Lutri? I can't, but you can. I mean, that deck's 4 colors. It's maybe it just have to be straight Grixis. Yeah, I never cast Bridge from Below. I have played with Bridge from Below though, so I know that's a good. Actually, you don't cast Bridge, but I've played with it. I feel fine. I've been trying to figure out what the best thing to do in this spot is. I think game 1 is probably good to cast the Sophie. Sunbaked Canyon kind of like the worst land, but we'll take it. I think I like casting the Sophie because if I draw 1 land, I can go Ranger-Captain, Fervent Champion, equip, but also I can maybe just equip onto the Sentinel. Like this is kind of makes it harder for them to just cast Luris, right? How do you feel about Amulet Titan? I think it's Amulet Titan is basically always going to be a good deck. I have a hard time imagining Amulet Titan being bad. But you have to be good at it, and, you know, there are some metagames that's worse or better in, but... Ooh, Bolt and Shadow. Retro Dad, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you, buddy. They have Lurrus, 2 mystery cards. One of those mystery cards is Ragavan. Upkeep stop. I guess I should tap like this. Okay. Go Javier, go. Go Javier, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Again, Richard down with the 2 months and Forward Ariel with the 2 months. Thank you so much. Let's go! Yeah, we naturally drew the Batterskull and the Kaldra, and we got 1-for-1 like 6 times. Wait, oh man, I can't believe we won. Did we mulligan too? I think we might have mulliganed. No. We had the Kaldra opener and then drew the Batterskull. It's funny though. So here's I've kind of been trying a few different things in this matchup. I haven't been super consistent. To be honest. Like, a lot of times I'll just play 2 Rip, 2 Blood Moon, and I'm like, man, I really want the 3rd Rip, but then I feel like it can be awkward to draw multiples. You kind of want to keep that curve lower. I want the 3rd Sophie. I think this is usually where I end up. Side out Kaldra. Yeah, the Kaldra's, really interesting. I think siding out Kaldra or Batterskull is totally valid. That, like, what's weird about though is if Kaldra hits the battlefield, it's so hard for them to deal with. It's like it's really, really hard for them to deal with. But it is true that it doesn't hit the battlefield that often. So I could see playing the Recipes over the Batterskull or the Kaldra. In fact, I feel like I'd board out the Skull, even though it's less mana. It's the Kaldra being indestructible is just so crazy. Deflected Palm good, insta win on Shadow. It's not an insta win. Shadow's not always attacking you. Oh wait, I guess it is always an insta win with Shadow. Right? No, not always, but usually, yeah. But the thing about this, Palm was really bad against discard spells, bad against drown. I think maybe on the let's do this on the draw. Yeah, I think we got the maybe Batterskull is like just castable though. Yeah, maybe it is the Kaldra cut, and then maybe on the play we only play 2 Rest in Peace, and then we play the Kaldra on the play. Think about it. Yeah, the only way for them to deal with K command doesn't deal with Resolve Kaldra; it's indestructible. But dress down plus removal spell Kolaghan's command is how they deal with it. Deflecting Palm is mostly for Belcher. Belcher is like close to unwinnable without those sideboard cards, and I do feel like we have the sideboard slots. This hand is great, by the way. I feel like we have the sideboard slots, but Palm also comes in against Burn and Hammer Time, so that's some splash damage, which is nice. Would a Containment Priest be good on the board? Helps against creativity and non-force of negation, unlike Rest in Peace. Well, it's bad against Living End, and Living End is pretty popular. I don't know what they're taking here. My hand is all bangers. Why Snow Mana? If you steal a Snow card with Ragavan, you want Snow Basics, and there is basically no downside in playing Snow Basics. I know that Break the Ice is a modern legal card. I know that I once killed a lot of Snow Basics with Break the Ice, but it just ain't it. You know what I mean? I think I'm just going double 1-drop here. That's an interesting card. I keep drawing no basics and the Blood Moon, but I've got 8. I have 4 planes and 8 white fetches. I feel like this shouldn't happen that often. Yeah, if they bring in Break the Ice against me, I think it's just okay. I agree. Like it's I would bring it in against me, but it's just not a very common sideboard card either. And you know, I flipped over one Anthonice with Ragavan in my time, and I've never been break the iced, so that's I think the tiebreaker. Do you play the recipes first before Moon? Yeah, I think so. It's kind of, maybe if I drew a basic planes, I'd play the Moon first, but I didn't, so I think it's just better to do this. It takes some damage from the Shadow. I guess it's pretty awkward if they attack here with the Shadow, which they probably will if they have Dress Down. But if they do Dress Down, I get to draw a card if they don't have a land, and then I can maybe draw a white card in Solitude before the Dress Down comes down. Yeah, Recipes also stops Drown. That's a great point. Okay, it looks like we're not getting Dress Down here. Consider Priest doesn't affect Living End. Living End puts the Priest in the exile zone before it brings the cards back. Priest is not in play when the creatures come back. Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird interaction, huh? Okay, big draw step. So holding here is bad against exactly Dress Down, but I think I could, like, if they have Dress Down, they'll go for the kill and I can respond. And I might be able to, like, get a second Death Shadow. Break the Ice is probably more played at FNM, so it's a budget hate previous Tron. Yeah, I think that's true. If you feel like, you know, it's played at your FNM, I think that's totally fine. Can I take 5? Are they going to fetch Shock? They're fetching and playing a basic. Oh, they do have the Dress Down. 3 mana. What is this? They have Kolaghan's Command in combat? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, Grixis Charm. It is. To make me discard a card and deal 2 damage. Oh, let's make them pay. We'll make them pay. They're not paying. Well, the only reason they wouldn't pay here is if they have Dress Down, so gonna play around it. But then why didn't they Dress Down? John of Luck, I have Rest in Peace in play. No, they definitely have Dress Down. It's not, yeah. I think it's very clear even. Ooh, that's an interesting draw. Yeah, that beats Dress Down, that beats Rest in Peace here. It's pretty good. Great draw. Sorry, beats Spell Pierce, beats Drow, beats Dress Down, beats everything. So if they have Dress Down, they'll probably attack here. So I'll probably take 1, and then next turn, if they offer the same exchange, then I can Solitude in response to Dress Down. How does white get a card like Prismatic Ending? I feel like it's like the perfect color for Prismatic Ending. Are you just saying that white never gets good cards? Because I feel like that meme is like never really been that true for Modern, but yeah, I feel like it's the right color. When I get Trophy 54 on stream yesterday with Grixis Shadow. Do this in their main phase. Just make them use it. And then I'll have lifelink on my turn. Yeah, red's definitely the best color in Modern. White's very good though. I would say that red is the best color. White and blue are pretty close, and then like green and black are like tier 3. Yeah, red's tier 1. White and blue are tier 2. Let's say green and black are tier 3 in Modern. They exile engineered explosives, which shocks me that they would do that here. I can't imagine not wanting to draw this. I don't know what that means their hand is. Yeah, they should have done this after the dress down left, right? I guess I could have Forge-Tendered it, but I don't know if that I ever would. Opponent's putting up a fight. Leave this back for Ragavan, of course. I think it's good to main phase this, just to play around more dress downs. Obviously, another shadow is kind of awkward. Well, that's another shadow. Shocks and Blood Crypt going down to 7. Draw a relatively unhelpful Arid Mesa. How likely is it my opponent's learning how to pilot Shadow? My opponent's played this game very well, I feel. Besides, like, the color... The Engineer Explosives in the graveyard is, like, a big sign of strength, I feel. But I don't feel like my opponent's been playing poorly, if that's what you're saying. Alright, need to draw another answer, unfortunately. Or Ranger-Captain, maybe, but... Man. Man. Our draw was so good, too. I think I'll do this on the play. Cut the 3rd rip for the Kaldra. Oh, man, that draw was so good. Wish you had the elemental there. Well, again, as I said when I cast the Solitude, I wanted to play around another dress down, which I thought was like somewhat likely in their hand. Going to 5, I guess. Front did Mull to 6. It's like, casting the Solitude is good against dress down, which I thought was likely. I didn't think another shadow in hand was that likely. They were holding it for a long time, apparently. Save it with the Forge-Tender. Save what with the Forge-Tender? The Solitude? The Forge-Tender is better in play than the Solitude there, I think. Did you sack Forge-Tender, save Solitude block to gain the life, buy you 1 extra draw? It doesn't buy me extra draw if they can deal themselves literally any damage, which they're very likely to be able to. And then the Forge-Tender is like able to chump block next turn too, so I buy the same number of draws. The opponent that shadow is probably likely because they knew you had Solitude for the longest time. Maybe. It's really... Oh, man, damn it, this freaking Inquisition's so good here. It's really hard for them to hold a shadow that long. Like, I feel like when we have Rest in Peace in play, maybe I'm wrong. Thoughtseize bug one time. I feel like I just can't attack. I'm trying to think if I draw a card here or not. It's kind of close. I probably do. I do have like a lot of 3-drops though, is the problem. Thoughtseize bug isn't real. It's just what you say when you draw a card they take with the discard spell. It's not a real thing. They did miss their land drop, which means they have 4 spells in their hand. Feel like no way you crack Canyon? Okay, well that's an exaggeration. There's cracking Canyon feels somewhat fine here, right? I have a very low curve. I have a lot of 1s and 2s. I think I go for Sophie because if they have Drown, I get to draw a card off the Sentinel at least. Playing Sentinel 2 would have been fine. Resolved. Spell Pierce in the graveyard. Delirium on Channeler. Tax me down to 12. Cut with the 2 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Passes back. So they have a 1-mana red removal spell. They're going to use it like right now. And I get to equip. Tupaka with the 19. Let's go. Maybe we just dash Ragavan or cast Ragavan here. They definitely have a 1-mana red removal spell. Kind of like dashing, because that means I get a treasure here, so I can go equip and then equip next turn. Why not just take the card? It's so much more complicated than that here. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I get the card anyways if they heat end of turn, which they kind of have to. It's way more complicated than that. I get the card anyways here, and this ends up, I think, working out a lot better for me because I get to keep both Sentinels. I feel like they are more valuable than the Ragavan with my opponent missing lands here. Is Taraka good at it? Please, if you have a question, don't just spam it. I can get to it later. This is a really tense match. I'm 3-0 in game 3. But yeah, you instead of other creatures, I think, or like cheap threats, you want to play more answers. So like, you can play like an extra Kolaghan's Command. You can play extra removal or discard spells, like a 19th land. But I saw your question, but I'm trying to focus on the match here. They let me draw 2 cards here. So they must have Fatal Push. Ginger every day pops in, makes fun of chat and leaves. You good, Heretic. I got you. If you can't handle questions during a tense match, you should not be streaming, I think. They're casting Thoughtseize here? How in the world is the line to cast Thoughtseize here? Their hand must be terrible, but how's their hand terrible? They have 3 spells. How do you do this with 1k people? You just yell. It's great. I think I deal the 2 damage to the Channeler so that their shadows are smaller. It's pretty easy. You just yell, I'll take things out of context. Spike no straw man, please. So I can really imagine a Shadows coming down. Oh, Shadow's gonna be 4/4. Do you have 2 of them? It's pretty likely to have 2. I can move the sword here and attack. Can Solitude. Target here, but then they fetch Shock. Life total is also getting kind of low. They could have a Bolt. Yeah, Solitude in response to fetch seems like a freaking good line. I think I chose just the champion. Friend says, how much wino, sinew, and steel is going on? That's funny. Friend might just take this is kind of the problem, though. Yeah, they just immediately take it. Opponent's playing so tight. Pretty sure I deal the damage to them now. Probably need to chump block this or figure something else out. Okay, so what's the play? Main phase, Solitude this. Upkeep, Solitude this. Lose to Drown plus Bolt as the 2 cards. Could also equip Pitch Solitude. Upkeep sack Ranger-Captain. If I upkeep sack Ranger-Captain, don't I just lose to... Okay, I guess I could move Sword of Fire Ice to Sentinel. No, I just lose to removal if I sack the Captain. Block with Captain, sack Captain, Solitude. I shouldn't be looking at chat for these lines, but yeah. I think I might have found it, but yeah, that's the best line. Left click concede. Okay, left clicking. Left clicking. Wait. I don't see a concede option. I'm trying to concede, Ginger. Upkeep sack, no block, and then sack is the line, for sure. Wait for fetch rock as Solitude. Well, it's not clear that they're going to fetch in a way that I can exploit. You have the can't lose bug? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I did lose playing for 5-0 twice yesterday. I did win one, but for whatever that's worth. Any consolation, Ginger? They're just not attacking with Shadow? Man, what a spot, huh? Well, they are playing Bolt, so I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to sack this Solitude. Yeah, I agree that I feel like they have Bolt in hand. Yeah, why are they attacking with DRC here? Pondering Minds in chat want to know, why would our opponent attack with DRC here? Alright, shrink the Shadow down to 3-3, can go to 7-7, which means I don't really have great attacks. Kill Solitude, kill the sword. I drew a pretty good one, though. I rolled a 5 this game. Yeah, yeah, they didn't need to do this immediately. Like, they were already gonna draw a card off of this. Yeah, I agree that, like, that wasn't a very good time to cast it. You're like 4 Sentinels? Yeah, Sentinel's broken. Let me to cut them off blue. I think it was better to ending that turn. They have another Shadow. They say reverse tilt in the chat. Golly. Yeah, that's the cast, I think. Comes up the board really well. Two mana to equip the Fervent Champion, which is kind of nice. I think I can attack with the Batterskull. Attack with Batterskull. Gain 4. Equip to Javier. Then I guess I lose my best chump blocker, though. So maybe it's better to Blood Moon this turn, and then I don't need another planes, right? I guess I can Ranger-Captain for a white card, but I don't need to Ranger-Captain for a white card necessarily. Yeah, it's fine. 4 minutes is plenty of time for my opponent to finish this match. Obviously, I'll take it if it happens, but I'm not expecting it to happen. I can maybe attack and then equip onto Sentinel. I feel like with an extra land, that's fine. Kind of cool to another Kolaghan's commands. Yeah, maybe I'm just fine to just wait it out here, right? Yeah. Yeah, with the Blood Moon in play, like, with Blood Moon in play, my top decks are just so much better than my opponent's. And I'm like pretty ahead on board, so I think I'm just supposed to wait. Hopefully no EE. Well, they would EE on 1, right? But it'd still put me pretty ahead on board. Yeah. Keep them 3 mana to bounce Batterskull. Response to command, I agree, is important. Why Principe has the record for most trophies with 72. Giving them time to find 2 bolts. I have a Forge-Tender for the second bolt, so I'm not like really worried about it, right? You're kidding. Destroy Sentinel, draw a card. I can't believe it. I know I could discard the Batterskull. I can't do that. It's not a Oh, it's Dragon Rage's Channeler? No. Oh no, fuck. It's a big sigh of relief. Yeah, what a roller coaster. Game 2 was crazy too. Yeah, our top decks are... I mean, like I said, our top decks should be like way better than my opponents, and we're ahead on board, so I think waiting is good, but... Yeah, nothing but bangers off the top. Golly. Okay, let's get a prediction going for Trophy 55. Opponent's also 4-0. Medium hand. Probably supposed to keep. Misty Rainforest, no companions, probably a Cascade deck? No, it's Yawgmoth. Cool. I feel like the Yawgmoth matchup is probably decent, but this hand is not necessarily very good against it. Hi, my name's Zombie. Thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate you, buddy. This could definitely be a game that Blood Moon steals. I think I'm supposed to dash the Monke here to guarantee the moon next turn. Yeah, definitely wish I had more Furies in this matchup. Be nice to hit a Mana Dork, of course. Okay. Don't mind. Usually they only play one Messenger, so it's kind of interesting that that's gone now, right? Alright, one Mana Dork. No attack. How many leagues do you usually play per day? I don't know. Just depends. Like, I usually play for, like, maybe 9 hours a day. 9 or 10. And, like, the number of leagues, I couldn't tell you. But usually, like, 9 or 10 hours. Like, 6 on, like, 3 or 4 off. Sometimes less, occasionally more. Franz with Tier 1, appreciate you. I don't know what my opponent's thinking about here. They have Endurance plus Chord of Calling in their hand. I guess they get a Chord for a 0 too. Oh, yeah, they have Chord, and they're trying to think of... They're trying to see if Dried Arbor taps for green under Blood Moon. That's definitely what's going on there. Blade Man with the 19 months, thanks, buddy. So what am I getting? I'm probably playing Ranger-Captain next turn. I guess we'll just see what we draw. Oh, they do have Endurance plus Chord. Dryad taps for red under Blood Moon. So now they can Chord for 1 and get a bird. Padre with the Twitch Prime, thank you so much. But it's also still a 1/1 creature. Blood Moon looks awful here. Awful's kind of a stretch, I feel. I feel like it was definitely the play as well. Come on, Solitude or Fury. Yeah, in fact, if they don't have exactly Endurance plus Chord, they don't get to get a Mana Dork here. It's pretty unlucky, to be honest. Alright, probably dead here. Could definitely gonna play it out. Can Dried Arbor not tap for green? It is a green creature, so it can, yeah. It doesn't tap for a green mana, but it's a green creature for convoke purposes. Did I consider Recruiter? I did consider Recruiter, yeah. I think Ranger Captain's a little better, but I have been trying to figure out Recruiter builds. I think you maybe have to be Naya. You maybe play Vile. Yeah, I do think Sideboard gets good. I think I'm like 1-0 or 2-0 against Yawgmoth at the moment with this deck. We have Feast and Famine, we have Rest in Peace, we have an extra ending. We also don't have... We can set out the Blood Moons, I think. You can maybe play 1, but it can be not that good. Yeah, they're digging for Blood Artist. They just need to cord for 2 here and we lose. Wait, why did they tap the Hierarch? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, now if they just draw the Blood Artist, they can't win this turn. I can't win anyways, probably. I think even if I draw Fury, it's too late now. Fury is the best draw, though. Being Rip. Yeah, Rest in Peace is good enough to bring in against Yawgmoth. It's not necessarily like... It doesn't win the game by itself. Oh no, why? Why do I have to draw Fury this turn? It's not enough, right? I Fury, kill all the mana dorks. I think. I have to kill the mana dorks, right? What happens if I kill Yawgmoth? Mike the Knight, they go to 6 months. Oh, I guess I'm not dead because they don't have the Exalted anymore. Or they did the Yawgmoth to attack. Oh, man. Can you imagine if I just draw this last turn? Oh, so sad. Yeah, I'm just dead. I can't replay the Ranger-Captain. Let's just move on. I think I'll play 1 Blood Moon, 2 Sentinel. Maybe I'll play 2 Moon on the play. Yeah, it's definitely better on the play. They have 4 force. They have some amount of force on the side. Sentinels are bad. I know, but it's I don't have better options. Like the Moons and the Sentinels are the cards I want to trim on. I don't want more than 2 Moons, I think, on the play. Ragavan's also not that good in this matchup, but yeah, maybe this matchup is worse than I thought. Although the Ragavan is better with the equipment, right? All these cards are better with the equipment. Like you need 1 mana creatures to put your swords on. But the swords are pretty good in this matchup, I feel. Is Light and Shadow not good enough in the deck? Light and Shadow's like not good in any deck, I don't know. I mean, obviously it has upside, but I have never like seen Light and Shadow. Like, has sort of Light and Shadow ever top 8'd a modern tournament? Like, I'm definitely under the impression that that card is quite weak. Okay, let's keep this. Put back Kaldra. Play Monke on turn 1. Principal to 6 as well. Why rip over Sanctifier? Living In is really popular. Like, yeah, it's like I think people just like people don't want to play sideboard cards for Living End, but Living End is very good, very popular, and you like can't win with that Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is also I think better against Murktide too. It's better against the card Murktide. I think it's better against the deck as a whole too, of course. They have Fatal Push? No, why would they shock here? Why would you shock? Okay, I want to play the Hierarchy here because I feel like the Exalted may be relevant with like Wall of Roots. It's only relevant if they like Wall of Roots make a mana, but they might do that. They just skip through their turn. What the fuck is happening? Full wagon thing for the 14 months? Wait, there's a PayPal invoice? What is this? I have a PayPal invoice in my email. I don't know, man. Why did they shock? I mean, if they were a paid actor, there's like, you know, I'm so tired of the paid actor comments. But they wouldn't have Court of Calling, Endurance Court of Calling there, right? Yeah, keep this hand for sure. No one drop is nice. Rest in Peace is nice. Rest in Peace actually lets Ragavan trade for like Strangler Geist here, which is cool. Although it may be better to go Stoneforge Mystic, so next we can go Javier, equip sort of Feast and Famine, untap, Rest in Peace. They get up to one lander and bluffed Fatal Push. What's the bluff? I'm gonna attack. What's the bluff? I think that Magic players kind of have a tendency to like bluff when it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's like their bluff just makes no sense at all sometimes. They're like, oh, I was bluffing. It's like, what are you bluffing? Not saying that that's what was happened there. I think they probably just misclicked. Another Wall of Roots. I was bluffing. No, I just made a mistake. Yeah. Protection's very relevant in this matchup. I don't want to hear it. Obviously, protection is somewhat relevant, but the effect is more relevant. I'm so tired of this conversation. Probably shouldn't have brought it up. Got a Force of Vigor. You have a Force of Vigor. Bummer. And they've got a block too. They didn't block. Oh, they messed up on their timing. I've got a Rest in Peace. This card is very important in this matchup, though, of course. Strangler Geist. Okay. Seems like they're somewhat out of gas. I have a pretty anemic attack here, but an attack nonetheless. So is it Cord? Maybe, yeah, sorry. They probably have Cord. They don't have Cord. I just kind of think that I felt like they had nothing because they just like they played the guy so fast and passed, but they would have done that if they had Cord too. Yeah, they could have Cord for Yogg here even. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked here. Yeah, just never punished. Might have another Force of Vigor. If they hardcast Force of Vigor here, I do get to draw a card. Yeah, so that might be what's happening. Block here, hardcast Force of Vigor. Which is fine, I think. I get to draw a card. Not a bad card either. Not a bad card. They do get to undie the Strangler Geist, though. Now, if I draw Kaldra, like I can't, Stoneforge Mystic that in. They're down to one card in their hand. Wall of Roots at 3, 2. Tap Blooming Marsh. Yeah, they're certainly a little flooded here. I think I'll just ask them if they want to trade Ragavan for Geist. I guess that's bad if they have Cord, but yeah, they just won't take the trade. They lose both walls. No, they blocked correctly. Alright, let's hope our top decks continue to be good. They definitely drew that Young Wolf. I think their last card's a dud. They would have courted for Yogg already. Let's draw a card. Sacred Canyon, draw a card. Could exile the 0-3 Wall of Roots. Then they'll block Ragavan. I get to play a new Ragavan. The Young Wolf is just it's so much more important though for if they find Yawgmoth. You know what I mean? I think I'm supposed to exile the wolf. The Yawgmoth is still pretty good if they draw one though, because they have 2 walls to sack. That could have been their card in hand. Exiling the 0-3 wall here is really tempting. Try to push the advantage. Attack. Well, if they block with the... I want to exile this first so I can... I guess they have the Dryad Arbor to get. This could have been the card they had in their head last turn. They could have Chord. I don't necessarily think that's the case, though. I think they would have main phase Chord for Yawgmoth. I think it's better just to attack. It's very close, though. Should we hold Salty for Yawgmoth? That's what we're trying to decide. I think the answer is yes. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, or like you Messenger or String Root guys, but okay. Well, it's kind of nice to just not to have to make a decision. Kind of nice when the decision is just made for you. It's a great draw. This is game 3, yeah. You can see it on the record tracker thing. Any thoughts on making this your own deck to companion? You lose, like, this is a very synergy-based deck. I think you lose too much synergy. But you could add Recruiter to increase consistency. Give another Force of Vigor, I think, as the last card. That is actually something that makes some sense. If we get one more attack off, yes, let's go! 55! Oh man, let's freaking go! So exciting. Yeah, I know we've got a lead, but that lead can be gone like that. That lead can be gone like that. Let's run it back. Third trophy with this deck. Definitely feels good to be trophying with the Brew this late into the season. Oh, sorry. Went up, not down.